So good.
Thank you. Okay, you ready for this?
Am I ready for this?
Oh, life. Am I right?
You are so right. So this week's been a week.
It's Wednesday, and it's been a week.
It's been a full week. So I decided last night at like 2 a.m.
Love it.
that I am going to start keeping a note with all my hot takes about life.
Okay, can I have some? Like,
Yes.
Do you have this going? Let me hear.
Okay. I don't know what the answer is, but it's not paper straws.
I love the turtles, but I also saw this meme where it was like, I'm not having children, so I'm going to use a plastic straw.
Literally feel like the progressive liberal part of me just evaporate whenever I'm presented with a paper straw. So the reason why this came up is because juice boxes now have paper straws. And I'm like, you want to piss off a child more? Give them a mushy straw.
My God.
Like, anyway, so...
Should we make custom babe straws? I'm into it.
Also, if you've had an email for like over 10 years and it's something stupid, like Pookie Mun Mun, or like
Was
whatever.
that someone's actual email?
No, it was a little bit different. Okay, and you know what? Like,
I get it though.
I'm just a judgy bitch. Change your email. You're clearly like over the age of 30.
These are hot takes, so
like,
they're allowed to be
you
aggressive.
don't need to have an email like baby girl 123.
Maybe I'm gonna
like
change
unless it's
that.
with your daddy, and that's like your thing.
But like your daddy.
Yeah, like if that's your thing, that's fine. Just keep it like thing. But like also like,
I get
I
it.
don't know. It's a hot take.
It's a lot. Do you have any other ones, or
No,
those
it's
are
just
your
two
main
right
ones? Okay. Do I have a hot take? I'm off my med. Well, I went off my antidepressants last week. That was a journey. Turns out you do go through withdrawal coming off antidepressants.
Yep.
Google that. And even if you start new meds, like I started ADHD meds, but still having the side effects.
Yeah.
And today I just went home at lunch. I was like, Jeanette, my face is leaking. That's what I call crying. I was like, it won't stop. So I texted my mom and I was like, can I come hug you on my way home from work? So I'm going to stop and do that. But
that's so cute.
Yeah.
I bet she gives good hugs.
if you ever just need like a solid mom hug, like Martha is best. She just gives you like, even my friends who like don't love hugs.
I hate hugs.
Like if you just need like
A good hug.
a good
I feel like
hug.
I could cry into her and it would be
Yeah,
fine.
I've had like some friends cry and like use her as a sounding board. Well, she's dealt with me her whole life, so she's pretty good at it, you know.
Snaps to Martha.
I may have to edit this out. My dad doesn't deal with me crying well. I think that's a dad thing, though. I don't know. Like, do any?
I don't know. I
dads
don't
do
have a dad.
Sorry, not to brag that I have a dad.
That's such a dick thing to say because I do
No,
have
it
a
is
dad. I have a
funny, though.
wonderful stepfather. He's great.
He's coming to put your pegboard up in our office.
Yeah. So I went to the Dollar Tree because we moved into our new office. I went to the Dollar Tree and they have like pegboard. So it's like a 12-inch by 12-inch pegboard as it is. So I bought like 10 panels. I bought the little cups, the little shelves, all the fucking shit to do.
do.
That's a word.
I love it.
I go to install it. There's no actual mounting brackets that are included with this, which is so Dollar Tree. So I go back to the Dollar Tree and I'm like, okay, let's find this shit. There is no mounting brackets. They do not stock the mounting brackets.
So did you order them online, or are you
No,
just
I just went to the Dollar Tree.
No, I know, but now that they don't have it, what are you going to do?
I emailed the Dollar Tree and was like, how the fuck do I get these mounting brackets? I will buy a bulk order of them if I need to.
And what'd they say?
Nothing yet.
Cool.
So that was on Monday when I realized that. So it's only been like 48 hours.
Now that we're in a new office together, like yesterday, I like raw dogged some nails into the wall to put up our bulletin board, or our bulletin board and our
Isn't it a
whiteboard.
screw?
No, I didn't have a drill.
I have a drill now.
Was it here yesterday at 9 a.m.?
But now it's here now.
It's here now. Well, the thing is, you're not supposed to drill like direct. I would have to find a stud. It's a whole thing. They're still crooked. I'll fix them eventually, but I really raw dogged that wall. Al Lewis from Cool 100 came in after. I was like, did you just hammer the nail right into the wall? Like, no.
The screw.
No, I hammered a nail, not a screw.
I thought there were screws though. Were they not?
No, but
You used a nail?
yeah, because the bald man has like so many like fascinating like hanging things in a secret drawer in his office and a hammer. That's where I got the hammer, because we got to hang things up. There's so much art in this building. So
Okay,
that was
that
a
checks
side
out.
rant. Yeah.
And also, it's not straight.
And what did I say?
I'm not straight.
Exactly. When I worked on a farm, I couldn't, like, I would have to, like, dig a straight row, and Lana would always be like, Kate, it's not straight. I was like, neither am I.
Yeah, well, and it's funny because I made you actually like level it out with my iPhone.
And it was kind of straight on the iPhone. It was Photoshop that really... The frustrating thing is I lined it up with the light,
Which is
light
also not
switch,
straight.
Which is, now we know, not straight. So
It was 1 degree off, which realistically sounds like very little. And I don't actually notice it unless I'm like looking, and I'm just kind of like...
you do look right at it, though. Like, I don't really see it. It's out of my peripherals. So
Also, I have like the design thing, so it's like...
I don't.
I noticed those like dumb things, like how the Cool 100 sign behind your head is just like a little bit off center, and it drives me nuts.
Here's the thing. I'll get the job done. I'll hammer.
I'm very happy with your job.
I'll do it.
I think you killed it.
There's just a chance it may fall apart at some point, and it's not level or center.
Honestly, it's up, it's on the wall, and it looks great.
Yeah, I just felt like we had to get them off the
chair.
things. Should we do like some little podcast updates?
Little podcast.
I don't even know what we have, but merch. Always. Please order it.
Yeah, so we have merch. I will take suggestions for summer merch if you guys...
We are probably going to do some t-shirts, and we're trying to push a new
initiative
called Babes Supporting Babes. So we may make those shirts, but
yes,
we're probably going to do pre-orders this time.
Yes.
So
because it's expensive and we have no money.
Broke bitches. But
that's okay.
yeah, so if you want to order merch, head over to the babesofquinte.ca and click shop, and you can shop a shop. If you buy a beanie, you can get 15% off a sweater.
Love it.
With code GETITBABE, and that's in our show notes. So if
also, I'm not going to like... I don't want to like spoil the surprise, but the Babes Supporting Babes is also maybe part of a special thing at Brazen.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm so excited.
We also bought our tickets to Brazen, which is an event being put on by one of our favorites, the Simple Desk team. So
Snaps Jenny.
If you haven't gotten your ticket, I think you have till... I'm going to get you the exact date. I think it's like sometime in April 27th, but circle back.
But yeah, no, it's going to be such a sweet event. The venue is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's at the Eddie. I'm pretty pumped.
And the speakers are going to be super great. And
I know Taylor from the Grind and Vine is going to be there, so I'm pretty excited.
I mean,
he's so tall,
sold.
It makes me happy. He's actually like a full foot taller than me, and I find it very comical.
Yeah, shockingly tall. Wonderful man.
Ticket sales will end on April 27th. So
cool.
Go get your ticket. Also, side note, Family Dental Center is doing a free dental day, one of their free dental days in Frankfurt on, again, I think it's May 7th, but let me confirm.
But yeah.
May 7th. Oh, spot on.
Awesome. But like the great thing is about this is even if you don't need free dental, tell everybody you know because they might know somebody who needs free dental.
Yeah.
And they are some of the best people I know for doing this.
Yeah. So you can get a cleaning or a filling. It's like, and one more thing, but it's one treatment per person. So just note that. I'm trying to think any other shouty shout outs. Babes. We have sponsors starting or partnerships starting next week, so we'll have some new sponsors or partners, but we still have some Friends with Benefit sponsorships available if anyone's interested. And I'm partnering with this episode, so you'll hear me do an ad later. Selling yourself is scary, but here we go.
You don't give yourself enough credit. You're really good at what you do. Oh,
thank you. It's very kind. Well, you've taught me
It's true
a lot.
though. Like, I feel like you need, just believe in yourself because you are very good at what you do.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I love learning and I love making a document.
If you ever need a document, Katie's a pro.
Love document making and PowerPoints and e-blasts. It's a thing.
I love spreadsheets.
Ooh, I don't mind a spreadsheet.
Love a spreadsheet. do everything in a spreadsheet. So this week's guest.
Oh, I was a little sad because we had some technical difficulty, but
Oh, there's an ant on me.
I think, no, never mind. Ew, was it one of the big ones?
Yeah.
One of those was on my old desk. We had some technical difficulties. Like, I was running around. They were coming at 10, and it was like the first time we had this many people in studio.
And yeah.
It should have been easy peasy lemon squeezy. It was hardy cardi bardy. Like, it was not a good time.
Not easy for us. We had, our engineers were in over the weekend doing a bunch of updates and some things they couldn't do over the weekend. So one of those things that we needed for this interview
was extra mics,
and the extra mic thing wasn't set up.
So
yet.
Like, I'm really critical about the sound, so I'm sorry that it's not perfect this week, but it's still a really fun conversation.
Honestly, they're great people.
They're so fun. Who is it? Tell us.
It's 100 Acre Wood.
Yeah. 100 Acre Wood. What a venue they have going on there in Picton.
Yeah.
My brother, shout out to my brother and my sister-in-law, Cam and Jill. They got married there in August on the hottest day of the summer.
Yeah, it makes sense.
We had to panic order like hand fans the night before from Amazon to just like cool everyone down.
Dollar Tree has them too now.
Oh, that's good to know.
So if anyone needs a
fan.
nice little, if you need to do that,
need a wedding fan
thing that drag queens do, Dollar Tree has fans.
I think like sometimes I'm intimidated when we have certain people on who are doing just like these crazy amazing things and have like the coolest business. So I had no idea what to expect because they're just like a team of badasses.
Yeah.
And they were so kind and so nice and like they're
hilarious.
Their passion for what they're doing. It's great. Their love of love was great.
I feel like, okay, this is going to be a hot take.
I love this.
But it's a hot take in support of them. I feel like there is a kind of stigma attached to people that have moved here from Toronto.
Yeah.
And I get it on some like levels, but at the same time, if you really deep dive and get to know these people and like what they're doing in the community, like they're building a beautiful, inclusive, like it's honestly, it's creative. Mm-hmm. It's like I don't know. I have nothing but good things to say about these ones. And I really just appreciate that they like took the time to talk to us.
Like even only being there for one wedding, the food was insane. The organization and just like Mary and Eliza were there the whole time, like telling us when to walk down the aisle, like making sure everyone was sitting when the ceremony started, directing people. The food was like on point. Mary also, I didn't have time to talk about this, and I believe it's true, but all the place settings there, Mary has made like by hand.
Because she's a potter.
So,
which I didn't find out until afterwards.
No big deal. Like it's just beautiful. And even if it's the hottest day in the summer, you'll have a good time and you'll dance your butt off.
Good vibes all around.
You can go watch my reel I made of my brother's wedding because I self-appointed myself reel coordinator.
Love it. We should ask them if they need a reel coordinator.
That's a thing in weddings now.
Yeah, I know.
You hire reel coordinators.
To make reels so you don't have to focus on your social media. If you need a reel coordinator for your wedding.
We got you.
If it's
you just
at 100 Acre Wood.
One plate of food.
No, we each get a plate.
Yeah.
We each get a plate, but we will make you reels for your wedding. Is this an actual thing we sell? No. But we will do it.
Could we? Yeah.
I just want a dinner. I want a free dinner and a party, maybe a couple drinks. I'll make it real spicy.
Too. We did a tattoo bar too. Like I ordered temporary tattoos.
Love it.
That said Cam and Jill in a heart. Because I was going to like mess with them and get a real tattoo that said Cam and Jill in a heart.
That'd be hilarious.
I know. But then I was like, Jill might actually kill me. I do love her. She's probably going to come on the podcast.
I want her on the podcast.
And give hot takes on the Strap
because
family.
I've never met her or spoken to her, but I see her replies in the DMs.
She's going to be a pharmacist.
She is way smarter than...
My whole family. I said that in my wedding speech. I was like, chill, just know you're now the smartest person in our family.
Yeah.
So I also made a joke about having dated more girls than my brother, but that got a good laugh, you know.
I love that.
But for now, please enjoy. We are honored that the amazing humans we have in the recording studio today took time out of their busy schedules to sit down with us. We have had multiple past guests rave about their interactions with them. Today, we are chatting with the wonderful team from 100 Acre Wood. The owners, Mary and Kevin, met and fell in love in 2010. They had always felt a pull to the county, and in 2015, they purchased the 100 Acre Wood property, knowing they would eventually be hosting memorable events. They hosted their first 2 weddings in 2017, which happened to be their own wedding and Mary's sister's. They now host weddings all season long, offering a magical venue and serving possibly the best food you will ever experience. Mary is a planner at the venue and makes sure each couple's wedding dreams come true. Kevin is in the back of house cooking the most amazing meals with his team to make sure everyone is full and happy. They have built a dynamic and diverse team. Eliza is their in-house wedding planner. She works to ensure wedding perfection. Akshara is a wonderful chef who collaborates with the team on creating custom menus and ensuring dining perfection. They have many more incredible bartenders, cooks, and servers running a flawless operation. Babes of Quinte, please welcome Mary, Kevin, Akshara, and Eliza, the wonderful team from 100 Acre Wood in Picton.
Thanks for having us.
I'm so excited you're here. So this is what we do when we have bigger groups in. We're going to do it's grade 4, introduce yourself. So, Mary, do you want to go first?
Sure. My name is... Hello. I'm Mary. My favorite chip flavor is Ruffles All Dressed. And my best friend is Clementine Murphy Wood.
I love that.
Is that your child?
Yeah.
That is the cutest name.
Is that your child? Who is this human?
Just a random gal.
Hi, I'm Eliza. I guess I'll follow with the chip flavor since it's kind of a thing we ask our couples. My favorite chip flavors is the Thai. I like salt and vinegar, Mrs. Vicky's.
Nice.
And all dressed, Ruffles specifically.
You ever frozen your chips?
Frozen them?
Yeah,
They're very refreshing.
What?
put them in the freezer for a couple hours first, and then
Why
eat them.
has why?
It's a whole
this,
new,
I've never heard of this.
whole new experience.
Very
Never.
delicious.
Yeah, I'm a mom. I have 3 kids.
That's exciting.
That's
How old are
me.
your kids?
They're they're 12, 8, and 4.
That is a spread.
Yeah.
I feel you on that one.
Uh-huh.
I have 14 and 3.
Yeah, it's too busy. 3's a lot. 3's a lot, and they get older and they just need more from you.
Okay.
Which
Or,
is okay.
but then you try to give them what they want,
and then they
get mad
don't
at you.
want it. Yeah, and they get mad at you. Yeah. That's me. I have a cat.
Oh, and a cat.
Perfect.
Akshara?
Okay, great. Hi, I'm Akshara. My favorite chip flavor is a classic ruffled chip.
Okay.
And I like to cook and eat. That's about it.
Do you dip your chips into anything
No.
or just raw dogging the plain chip?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Raw dog.
Noted. Kevin?
Hello, I'm Kevin. I am also best friends with Clementine. Currently, I'd say my favorite chip flavor is the limited edition Lay's Sweet Chili Heat.
Oh.
It's,
Wait, what?
Actually, really
Yeah.
good. Yeah, it is a good one.
The Lay's started doing these limited edition other chip flavors that you love, but on a lay.
Okay.
Oh,
On a classic lay. Very
Yeah.
good. Anyway, sweet
That's
chili
dangerous.
slaps.
It's a great one.
That's it. That's all we got. Okay.
Sorry.
that's it.
We'll take it.
Who is Clementine's best friend?
Ooh, great.
Cloudy.
Cloudy.
100%.
Yeah.
Who's Cloudy?
Cloudy is her best friend, a stuffed animal, a stuffed cloud.
Oh my God.
But we did ask her in the grocery store who her best friend was, and she said mom.
Oh.
When was that?
Kevin asked her thinking that he might say dad.
Yeah.
It stung.
Yeah, how'd
How
that
recently
feel?
was that?
I'm super happy for them.
Okay, but realistically, it's so if dad buys her something or gives her snacks, she's you're gonna automatically just be the favorite. Parenting tips from me: feed them, and then you are the favorite.
It's true. Pretty easy stuff.
I don't know. My nieces don't know my name sometimes, so that stings. But
I also struggle from that.
yeah, they'll be like, Aunt Jeanette. I'm like, nope, I'm the other lesbian. So thumbs up.
It's hard.
We're trying. Mary, how did you and Kevin end up in the county with a wonderful wedding venue?
Yeah, so we looked for properties for the better part of our 3-year little relationship before we moved out to the county. So it was pretty much like we met, fell in love, and then we were like kind of shit talking our life because we never got to see each other and we worked a lot. And, you know, we romanticized the idea of like maybe finding balance. Everyone talks about balance and we kind of were like, this sounds nice. So we looked in the county for many years with our wonderful realtor, plug Shannon Hunter Real Estate. But honestly, lovely human, very patient with us. And yeah, we saved literally every penny from our jobs. We lived in a tiny apartment and did nothing and bought 0 clothes or any fun things and just saved and saved until we could, scrounge it up.
Where were you living then?
We were living in the west end of Toronto.
Oh.
And yeah.
Like Parkdale? Or like
Yeah,
farther?
even
186 Mariah Street.
Oh no, I just like I lived in Toronto, so I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, we were listening
Far west is like
in the Junction.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I know.
Nice.
Close to High Park in the Junction. We kept moving west until we moved very far east.
I used to live like my house was smack against the old Cadbury factory, and like I would wake up to like peanut butter chocolate. It was
That sounds great.
a very traumatic experience. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I woke up every morning smelling chocolate, so it was great.
This is the silver lining.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, really?
That's like right there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Going to the West End YMCA and like telling yourself that you want to work out, but really just smelling chocolate.
the Dufferin Mall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I used to do my groceries there.
Oh,
It was an experience.
Yes.
And this was like in like 2007, so it was like
Yeah.
Real grungy.
very
Dismal, no
questionable.
frills. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very sad.
Anyways,
and Kevin, were you a chef? Like, what is your chef journey?
Ooh, it starts so young. I like that question.
yeah, I started when I was 16. So what's that? 24 years ago
Yikes.
at Bucamaranga's Bean and Bagel. And yeah, we made Montreal style bagels, and it was pretty legit, and they were super good. And then I don't know, I needed to put myself through school and get an apartment, so I just kept cooking till I never stopped, I guess. Never figured out how to do anything else. So.
That's not true.
Hey, you know how to skateboard? That's pretty cool.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
a man of few words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
You're
okay.
Not, you're not getting
Yes.
it.
Okay.
That's okay.
He's here, and that's what matters.
Yeah. Honestly, it's the showing up that counts. So I appreciate your presence. Yeah.
And then, how did you two get involved? How long have you been here?
I moved 2021. I was living in Toronto, and then all of the pandemic was happening. And I just wondered, can I live somewhere else? And I've never been in the country. Like, we visited. I was like, let me apply, see what happens. And I got the job, so I moved. I was like, okay. And then 6 months later, they were like, do you want to be here all the time? I'm like, okay. So then we bought a house 2 doors down from the venue.
Oh, wow.
And now we're here. I'm here. And it will be my 3rd year.
Oh, I like that.
Dream come true.
She's never allowed to leave.
So I say I'm okay. I'm like, you can never leave me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it happened.
That's very cool.
And were you just cooking before, or were you in like the wedding scene?
No, just like at a restaurant.
Okay.
In Toronto, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Cool. So my journey to 100 Acre Wood was a little bit different. So I, by trade, am a licensed hairstylist. So I, with a group of others, did a photo shoot on 100 Acre Wood property for bridal, and met Mary and Kevin. Well, I don't know if I had met Kevin yet, but I met Mary for sure. And created a relationship and ended up on the vendor list, and then was there for an open house and just sort of like kept the relationship open and consistent. And then when I went there for the first time, I was like, I need to be a part of this. I don't know how. I don't know what that looks like and in what capacity, but like, I love it here so much. so Mary was looking for part-time servers, and I have a serving background. So I did my first year, I did like, I don't know, 4 weddings, 5 weddings or something, just on the side for fun. And then I think you were looking for a part-time, like a planner to work with you. And then I was like, I don't have the time to do this. I had a bridal hair business. I would really love to do this. And then you were like, just give me your resume anyway. And I'm like, okay. And I was, and I'm doing like 56 weddings a year at this point in a wedding season and like just don't have time for it. But I'm like, okay. So I gave her my resume anyway. And then she was like randomly said, hey, let's go for coffee in November. And I'm like, all right. And she's like, I just want to do like a decompression of like how the year went. And so we met up, and then she was like, so this is what I'm going to offer you. Do you want to come and do the wedding planning with me? Because I need you, and the job's yours if you want it, but I know you're capable. And so I just kind of like took a step back, and I had a lot of changes going on in my life at the time. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to jump. So I've like completely like this year I'm doing, I think there's only like 2 weddings that I have for hair, but that's like me just cleaning up like postponement weddings and stuff, and now I'm there full time.
Yay!
So yeah, it was like a gradual, like it was a little bit longer of a story. So sorry to occupy so much time, but
I courted her.
Yeah.
Sounds like
It's funny because my brain did not put 2 and 2 together because I saw you speak at the Quinte West Chamber Women's Day.
Cool, yeah.
And like you reached out being like, can't wait to be there. And I was like, I fully met her on the day of my brother's wedding, and my brain was just like, nah, you're 2 different people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Kind of.
What made you guys want to do a wedding venue? Because, you know, I feel like there's this idea around brides that they can be a lot. And
They
so
are a lot.
what made you want
depends on
to
the human.
It's
dive
not
into
brides
that?
that's a lot.
Sometimes the grooms are a lot.
It's not even the grooms. It's the parents.
Oh, have you met my mom?
Your mom is a saint. We love her. We still talk about her.
She's my favorite person.
We love her.
Plug for the Sherritts. Yeah.
Love her.
I think we
love
had a good wedding. I feel like we did okay.
You did
Martha
great.
is your mom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Martha.
Shout out to Martha.
Very good.
So
mother
much
of
love
the
to
groom.
Martha. Yeah.
Weddings are this thing where like you get this feedback. So we all kind of have experience in this like world where we work in service. So whether you're working in hair or you're feeding people, very often you're putting like so much of your life on hold to serve strangers, and you really don't get a lot back from that sometimes in like a restaurant setting or styling someone's hair for a few hours. Like sometimes, you know, you kind of get to have these shallow engagements with them. But at the end of the day, you like go home and you did your job. With weddings, you get to work with someone over the course of like many months and really kind of figure out who they are at a core, or at least on the scale that Eliza and I work with people. You really get a feedback of like how much you're putting into the day gets to like ricochet off you, because it's like the most exciting day of these people's lives, hopefully. Sometimes there's some drama, but most of the time it's this like really beautiful day that these folks are like really passionate about. And it's kind of selfish. Like, why weddings? Because they give you almost as much, if not more, than you put into them. So you're kind of like encompassed in this like buzzy, happy energy like for a year leading up to the day. And then on this day, you're like landing in this energy that's like full of love and like very pure, positive, joyful energy. And yeah, that's like food for the soul, and it kind of is like the why at the end of the day. Everything should always just be about love. That's super sappy, but
That's so wholesome.
I love
it
it.
feeds you all the good stuff. We're like, yeah, we're all from an industry that is more focused on just like quantity and numbers and like how much you can possibly do and like how fast you can possibly go. And with weddings, we really slow things down and focus on like the intention behind it. And you know, we spend all week working on one event as opposed to like every minute serving a different human, and all year working towards all of those events. So I think Yeah, the answer is like it's selfish. We just get a lot more out of doing these events than we would if we were like hustling at restaurants or like, you know, trying to do back to back events.
I like the like relationship building part too. The best is like, I find when you're serving back to back events, you don't create that relationship as like well as we do, I think, with who we work with. And that's from like a vendor standpoint and, you know, a couple standpoint or a, you know, family standpoint.
Yeah, Eliza and I are sitting in every ceremony sobbing.
We're the ones in the background crying and everybody's, I think like there was one guy who I think had too much to drink at one reception, and I was standing in the tent next to the DJ booth and I'm bawling my eyes out watching or listening to this father speak, and this random person came up to me and was like, hi, yeah, I just have a question. And I'm like, yeah, what's up? Anything, let me know what's up. And he's like, well, do you know the couple? Because like I just noticed like you're just standing, you're sobbing, like you're bawling your eyes. Are you okay? And I'm like, okay, let me explain to you how long we spend with these people and like how much we actually genuinely love them. And like I think it's probably fair to say like most of our couples were like, can we be friends with you after, because we really like you.
It's like the podcast we do that we're like, can we be best friends?
Yeah, I'm just like,
The answer is yes. Always yes.
Always yes.
this is how I find friends. I was like, okay, we need to invite them to the podcast so I can like convince them to like
meeting
out.
friends in your 30s is a hard thing.
It's
hard.
Or as an adult.
Yeah.
Or in your 40s. Happy birthday, Kevin.
It's your birthday?
It was a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
I got COVID for my birthday.
Congrats. Did it feel good?
That was your initiation.
Was that your first time getting it? Like
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I know.
So healthy.
Very impressive.
Very healthy.
that is very
She's had it
impressive.
like 3 times.
I've had it.
Like
I think I'm on my third time. Like I had my third
Glad
time
you had
now.
it right now.
No. God, no. I can't do it again.
One thing too I liked that I don't know if other venues do this, but one, knowing my sister-in-law, like you guys were with her like the whole time, which I know took a lot of stress off her and Cam. But also they got the venue for like the whole weekend, so there's not that stress of like, okay, we have to get all the stuff in the morning and then get the stuff out right that night. It was like it added some calm to the day that was chaotic, so it was really nice.
Yeah. It's just like trying to just do one event a week so that that couple actually feels like our priority. So instead of like other venues where there's kind of what you call like event stacking, where you're like, sign a check here, please get out at like 2 minutes after your wedding finishes and like clear your stuff. There's someone coming in the morning. We try to just really make everyone feel like they're our priority. And that's what we do. So yeah, they usually come on like the Thursday or Friday, drop off any like little tidbits, maybe their wedding license or like their candles or photos of them, or just come and like give us hugs and like see that everything's gonna be perfect and like land in the space. And then Saturday we have a big old party, unless it's another day of the week. And then yeah, Sunday they usually pop by at some point, slightly worse for wear or tired or hungover, and pick up whatever stuff they have. So it's pretty, it does feel a little bit stress-free to not have that hustle.
Yeah. And then how does the food come in? Like, what's the difference between making food for a wedding and making food for just a regular event?
I think Kevin should answer that.
Kevin's like, no, I don't want to talk.
This is his brainchild. I'm just following the model. Yeah, this is your...
This is your time to shine.
Exactly.
I think I just selfishly tried to create an environment I wanted to spend time in. Because cooking in dungeons in Toronto, you would do, 17, 18-hour days, 6 days a week, maybe 7 days a week. I did weddings in Toronto for a while, and we did 5 in a weekend. We'd do 2 at the same time.
No thanks.
That sounds like
2 at the same. Oh my
And
god!
it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Well, 'cause it's like
what you got to slop out.
I feel like what you guys are doing, it's like quality, like over quantity. So it's like there's actually thought and intention behind what you guys are doing, as opposed to let's pump out these freaking weddings.
Yeah. Here's your chicken breast, everybody.
It's like, yeah, no,
Might be cooked. You might not get sick.
It's like, because I can make a fucking chicken breast at some of the wedding food I've had has been atrocious.
Yeah. Exactly.
That mac and cheese, though.
Oh yeah, I brought her like the leftover late night snack. I was like, "Here's 2 boxes of mac and cheese. Enjoy."
I was
That was
like,
tasty.
True love.
Yeah.
yeah, no, and I was like, holy shit, this is the best mac and cheese I've ever had in my life. So, thank you.
You're welcome.
So you like working at one Acre Wood? What
Yeah,
else?
do you like it there?
So I don't know. I truthfully took a big hiatus from cooking, and was doing more like operations and bookkeeping and learning kind of that side of the business, which was great because it really helps us run our business now. But yeah, when we decided that we're going to do this and I was going to get back into it, we just wanted to create like a beautiful environment to cook in. So, kitchen is lots of fresh air and it's all full spectrum UV, like so much natural light, and the gardens are right there, and the kitchen itself is designed where we just have a lot of space to move and it's not claustrophobic. And
That's awesome.
And then we're just, I don't know, I can't speak for Char, but it's just nice being in there cooking and having fun, and we live in a place where we like just good produce and food is so accessible, with the local farms and the wineries and all that. It's just like me and Akshar often talk about, like, our main priority is just like, let's not screw up the hard work the farmers have done. So
Oh, I love that.
we don't have to do that much, it's just season things properly and make sure everything just tastes alive when it goes on a plate. And I don't know, it's just kind of nice to be in that environment and, maybe even set an example for like how it could be versus how it is.
I love that. That's very thoughtful.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, Katie's a farmer, so I know that she appreciates that.
Yeah, I do like that energy.
Yeah.
How has it been for you? Because you didn't leave Toronto that long ago.
Yeah, exactly.
How's that change been?
Professionally, it's been great because I have a very niche background or like cooking experience. This is only my 3rd kitchen, and I've been cooking for 9, 10, 8 years. So that's what I was doing back in Toronto as well. It was like extremely local, focusing on the ingredients, very seasonal. And so it translated very well to what we're doing now altogether. So that's been really nice. Personally, it's been huge to move from a studio condo to a 3-bedroom house and be able to like be in different rooms and like have all this space. It's like, it's so weird, but it's been really nice. It's been a good change, but like still like shocking to the system initially. But it's been really nice.
So much quieter here too.
Yeah, it's so nice. Yeah. Well, it was so loud today. All the birds are going off. It was so exciting.
Happy spring.
It was a happy morning.
Yeah, the rain like so loud.
I almost hit a robin this morning and I felt really bad. I was driving, there's 2 robins like hopping down the road, and I was like, okay, like one of you has to fly now.
Gotta make a decision.
Yeah. I was like, this is up to you now.
Yeah.
It flew away. I did not hear the robin.
Yeah.
I would have cried though.
What's been your favorite thing you've gotten to cook for a wedding? Like, has that happened yet?
I mean, everything. Yeah, I don't think you can pick a favorite. Everything is so.
You have to.
What about late
so
night? There's so
great.
many different late night
Yeah, what's
things.
like your favorite late night snack?
Cheeseburger.
I don't
Oh.
know.
Smash burger
I think
cheeseburger.
that pig we did last year.
Yeah.
Oh
Did
my
you do
gosh.
a whole pig?
Yeah.
That's a
That's
dream.
The groom was Haitian, so it's like very traditional to have like a whole roasted
That was very
pig.
Love it.
So we did it, and it was pretty tasty.
That's nice.
But like, yeah, it's so hard. Like, all food is great. Just happy to like be able to be around it and eat it and have it and give it to
And-
other people. You know.
You guys have a wood fire pizza, is that right?
Mhm.
Is that like a classic late night snack that goes on?
People do love. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I have a question about the name.
Oh, yeah.
Is it a throwback to Winnie the Pooh? No?
No?
Because I really loved that idea in my head. So where did the name come from?
So it's definitely like that's the reference for sure. It would not exist without Winnie the Pooh as just like something that is recognizable. I think like this is like a theme in our business, is that it's okay. Is that you always, we talk about this with food too, you like always want to have something familiar to like gain people's trust and get them in, and then kind of like surprise them with what you have that's like a different spin on that. And I think the name sort of sets that tone. So it was actually a name for my sister's business. Many years ago, she had her own agency. Shout out to Amy Wood, always my number one fan and supporter, like kind of being a serial entrepreneur.
I think I've been karaokeing with your sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds.
You need to still record this.
Sorry, where?
I think I've been karaokeing with your sister. So my friend Lola, do you know Lola
Yeah.
Landikick?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
worlds are colliding.
Yes.
I've definitely been
Amazing.
karaokeing with your sister.
Yes, my sister is an epic performer.
She is.
Incredible karaoke
So good.
artist, Amy Wood. Look out for her at your local karaoke bar. Also can do literally everything. But the name came from a business that she had that she eventually kind of like closed the door on to do many like bigger projects. But it was like this kind of like lingering, not sadness for her, but like it was there as always like this thing that could have been. We are the Woods, and like that's where that came from in her mind. That was like her last name and mine, obviously. And so when we bought this property, it was 100 acres. It was lots of woods and forest, and I had that in the back of my head that if like it ever made sense to use that business name again, then I would do it for her. So we, just like repurposed that name and breathed some new life into it. And Kevin is now a Wood too, and so we are the Woods, and we own 100 Acre Wood.
Wait, so you took her name?
Yeah.
I love
so
that.
Fucking dope.
We need more of that in the world.
Yeah, Kevin is the pure femme energy that we all need.
No, I'm just a rebel.
I love that energy though. Like,
I think
Yeah.
that's the
Fuck
more
all
reason
y'all.
behind
He is
it.
a rebel.
Yeah.
True love,
Rage
man.
against the
How
machine.
did you two meet?
There was a walk-in fridge. There was a bakery.
that's how all good started.
Yeah. I think like the first time we met, I was working at a bakery in Toronto, and the person that I was baking with was a friend of Kevin's, and he came in to visit her, and I just happened to be there. And then Kevin made me blush so much that I hid in the walk-in freezer until he was gone.
I feel like he's a man of not many words, though.
Yeah.
So did he just like
He just walked in.
he just like looked at you with like smoldering
You know, this is
eyes?
Kevin at like 25, guys. It was many years ago. And then I guess I don't know what the conversation was with you and Patty, the person that I worked with, but somehow you ended up getting my contact, and then I stood you up a million times.
What?
Yeah.
There's a lot to the story.
Just cause?
I don't think I was
Yeah,
like the
why?
nicest person. I don't think I was the nicest person. I was,
You had a lot going on.
I had a lot going on. I was like very angry from a previous relationship. Don't you know like how much is TMI, but like
No shout out for that person.
no. No, it was fine. I just like ended up being I feel like you will actually both appreciate this. Is very good. It's a very drama story, but like the person that I thought I was in love with ended up coming out to me, but like after they broke my heart and introduced me to their parents and moved across the country to France.
What?
Yeah, it was just
That
a
is
lot.
a journey.
Yeah, so I was like the experiment, and I was the reason he found out he was gay.
You were like so nervous you were gonna
Yes.
fall in love with Kevin, then bam, he was gonna be gay.
I was not, but I was angry at like men in general, and was just like, I'm not like a tool for you to like find yourself or like whatever. Like, get at me if you're serious. And I just like wasn't convinced because Kev was opening a restaurant at the time and it was very busy and chaotic, and I didn't know a lot about him. But I ended up getting walked to a date by Patty on like the 10th time that he asked me
Yes,
out.
Patty.
buddy.
Yeah, she literally, like, I remember she came to my apartment that I was living at with my sister, and she quite literally, like, got me dressed and, like, rallied me and was like, I'm going to walk you. And I remember where it was. We went to the red light, and we had a drink on Dundas, and then Kevin told me he had kittens, and the rest is history.
I mean, a man with kittens is like.
Wait, did
I
you
know.
actually move in like a week later?
Yeah.
That's some lesbian shit
Yeah.
right there. That's some U-Haul.
Yeah.
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 Good job.
Yeah, it was pretty much, it was, game over.
The kittens got you.
Yeah.
Kevin, where did you get
really like
kittens?
At the bar.
I bought him off some dude on Kijiji.
Classic.
He was like a chauffeur for like rock stars or something, like a limo driver. But I just answered this ad and I got on the subway and I went. And they were only 4 weeks old, so nobody should have had them.
No.
Too little.
And the place was like pretty rough, and there was a dog there trying to eat them.
That's why they were
So
on Kijiji.
I was like, I'm gonna pay you for one of these cats, but I'm gonna take them both. And then I put them in a Labatt's blue duffel bag and got on the subway and just
Very
went
on brand.
straight to the vet with them.
Nice.
As you do when
That's
you're
good.
25.
And then
taking Subway.
yeah, we fed them some food, and the vet told me how to not kill them. And yeah,
Do you still have them? Are they still alive? Oh,
No.
sad.
Yeah. R.I.P. Blackie and Whitey.
Oh,
Yeah.
great name.
2 black cats.
Yeah, okay.
2 black
Figured one
brothers.
would be black, one would be white. No.
Yeah.
yeah, we couldn't tell them apart because they were so small, but one of them had one white hair.
So that was Whitey.
That became Whitey.
Yeah. Really the only reason we're together.
The cat.
Yeah.
Cats.
More or less, yeah.
My partner trapped me with like cute baby lambs.
Oh.
She was like,
fair.
"Want to come to my farm in the middle of nowhere? You can feed baby lambs." I was like, "Yes, I do want to do that."
Done.
My dad was
And I'm
like,
never
"You're gonna get
leaving."
murdered." We Google mapped it. We like went straight view. He was like, "Oh yeah, you're getting murdered." I was like, "Cool, let's do this." 4 years later, still
alive.
still alive.
Yeah, baby lambs forever. It's lambing season. Are you guys busy?
No, we got kicked off the farm.
Oh, it's hard.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. We're gonna farm again.
Yeah.
Nothing can stop us now.
Well, my partner had a guitar. No, it was a bass, and then he did exactly what you think you're
Slapping
thinking,
the bass.
and we're no longer together.
Fair. Good choice. Good choice.
We had a baby together, so like forever attached.
I'll cut this out. Can you tell us what
14-year-old?
the
No,
weirdest
3.
wedding request you've had is?
Why is that?
That's a tough one. Weirdest wedding.
We had
request.
llamas at a wedding.
That's cool.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was
that
really
sounds cool.
fun.
Where'd you find the llamas? Down the road?
Yeah, just neighbors. And they wore cute little like flower arrangements. That was weird, but also great.
Yeah.
The thing about like 100 Acre Wood, and I feel like what makes it special is that we really kind of like weird, like we
like weird.
we like weird, but also we weed out the like super fussy people.
Nice.
So there aren't many requests for like doves being released in the sky or like butterflies or
That's
like
never gonna work.
yeah.
We've all watched
They just
Drag Race.
die.
It's
Yeah.
pretty chill group. There's definitely requests that get us giggling, but like ultimately they always end up being
They're
so
so
fun.
awesome. I think that's what is like part of the exciting part of my job is that you always get to see what feels special to each couple. And for us, I think because of our mindset and who we are as people, we don't really see it as being weird. We see it as what's important to them.
Ooh, I got one. That came to mind. When Ben was like obsessed with video games and he was like, outside at night, I want there to be like a video game station and I want it to be projected against the wall.
that's
I was
cool.
here
Yeah,
for
he
that.
wanted
I
a
am a
gaming station.
quiet gamer.
That didn't
Yeah.
happen.
It didn't happen.
He ended up, I think, getting shot down by family,
Yeah.
which is always like our we're kind of like
Fuck
these
that.
secret
I'm gonna get married one day, and I'm gonna have a projected Mario Kart thing.
Yeah.
And just have like a.
We
I
were
think that
so
was the idea.
supportive
We were
of
so
it.
excited.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were like, we'll get cozy chairs.
Yeah, we were ready.
Those are the things that like make weddings feel like the couple, right? Like, and not just like this cookie cutter thing.
Yeah.
But that was really fun. Everyone should do that.
Back
Come
in
to 100 Acre Wood.
2017, I got married, and I wanted to walk down the aisle to the Circle of Life off the Lion King soundtrack,
Oh,
And you wanted to be rollerblading.
and I got shot down.
who shot you down?
Mary.
Mary Wood.
There
Also,
were,
though, how
there
would
were
you-
a lot of things that we did do that you wanted.
What was the weirdest thing he wanted at his wedding?
Arm wrestling Duncan.
Yeah, he wanted there to be arm wrestling. He wanted there to be live tattooing,
Oh, that'd be cool. I'm down
which
for that.
we were both down for, but apparently it's a liability to have people drinking and getting tattooed without running water. So, it couldn't happen, but we did get tattooed for our wedding. And the other thing that he wanted was soft serve, and we did have that.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
chips, and we did have chips. And slushies, and we had slushies.
There was a lot of compromise, I feel.
No, just collaboration.
That's a really good way to put it.
Yeah, we had fun.
Collaboration.
We did have fun.
I did diva out, sorry.
Did you go Bridezilla?
Yeah, like building a business and having a wedding that you're also hosting and like testing out your business plan with is really difficult and stupid. But we did it. We're still married. I really like him.
You guys seem pretty great. I did see you at the airport going on vacation.
Yeah, how was your trip?
It was great. How was your trip?
We got COVID.
I got
Costa Rica.
COVID.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
They
hard.
try to take vacation and actually separate themselves mentally and physically from work, and they got COVID.
Like
For
for the
while you
first
were
time.
there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
So
a
did
bummer.
you just have to like stay in your space?
We didn't know we had COVID. I will say that until we got home. But also our daughter had a double ear infection. So we were like in and out of the doctors there for her. And then, anyways, doesn't matter. Not here to complain. But yeah, it was trash. But it was so beautiful.
I just was like in the airport and I was like, look, I think that's Mary.
She texted me and she was like,
They're here.
I think 100 Acre Wood is here.
And the thing is, I was like, they're traveling with a child. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, that's a feat. And then I was like,
Yeah.
hi, I'm just creepy staring at you.
No,
over
not at
here.
all.
And then we had to move gates to like the other end of the airport.
Yeah.
And I was like, you
That's
guys have
annoying.
fun. Yeah.
First time driving on one of those cool trolleys at the airport.
Yeah, they got to go on the golf cart
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, nice.
That's fun.
Appreciated the assistance.
Yeah, that's sick.
fun.
Yeah, how was your trip? It looked incredible. You guys were in the jungle?
We were in the jungle. We were on the beach. Whenever I travel with Jeanette, all she wants to do is surf. So if I don't get her like surfing right away, there's like a lot of
Yeah.
I want to be surfing said. So we only did 3 days in the jungle and then went right to the beach so
That
she could
sounds
surf.
great.
And she played in the water the whole time.
And what do you do while surfing is occurring?
I read on the beach and get as tan as I can because I try surfing and I get frustrated and I'm like, this is stupid.
Yeah, you shouldn't do things you don't like, especially on vacation.
No, I was gonna try buggy boarding, but then I was like, why do that when I could lay here?
Yes,
so I
agreed.
did that. Yeah.
I need to go on vacation.
You do need to go on
I've
vacation.
never been on like a beach vacation.
It's
And I'm like, I
time.
don't want to. The problem is I don't want to go to like an all inclusive. I want to go like. Yeah. There's this place in Jamaica. It's called the Rock House, and it's literally the resort is on a giant cliff.
Oh, that sounds
cool.
And I'm like, this is where I want to live forever.
Yeah.
So
It's time.
I feel like
You just squirrel little bits away.
yeah.
And
Yeah, I
then
think it's just gonna happen one day. I'm gonna just randomly just like have a mental breakdown and be like, okay, I gotta go. Gotta go. Bye.
That's
See you in a week.
usually how vacations happen for us too.
Yeah.
You reach your breaking point,
Take no,
and then
it's
you
time.
get COVID on a trip because your body gives up.
classic situation.
Yeah.
That checks out.
You guys built the venue from the ground up. Did you?
Do you want to talk about that?
Yes, I guess we did.
I mean, there were existing structures.
Oh, we're talking about physical structure or just the brand itself?
Well, the physical structures, because they're really cool. Like the main building. Was that there? Or did you guys create that?
All the buildings have been there. We just kind of like,
Fix them.
fixed them up, I guess.
So the building that we use as our chapel was like this like dilapidated like chicken barn with like snakes hanging in the ceiling. So like when you say fix them, you mean like we took off everything that existed there and then like sort of use some of the frame. The square footage is the exact same. That's I feel
remaining.
like yeah. But kind of like repoured all of the concrete, rebuilt all the walls. There was no,
So you pretty much
there were
built
no
the whole
windows.
venue.
There was no power. There was no
paths.
nothing.
We had a lot of help. We're really grateful for it.
Yeah. No, we did. We had a lot of help. But yeah, there were these kind of like 3 main existing buildings, and we've worked on 2 of them so far, and we're eventually going to be working on the 3rd. But yeah, it's like a long, slow process when you're like broke kids just like using tips to buy wood.
Wood's expensive now too.
Yeah. Luckily, this is like, 8 years ago, so it was a little bit better then. But yeah, just took our time. And now, we're finally at a point where like most of the time we ask professionals to do things for us instead of YouTubing it. So that feels like we made it. We can like hire an electrician. But yeah, they existed in some form, but there was no way that people could inhabit them safely.
Didn't want to just throw a
or
wedding
like
in
would
there.
not want to host a wedding in those buildings.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Akshara, how do you create these menus for the magical weddings?
Well, Kevin and I do it together. He likes to be very Middle Eastern leaning because it lends itself to a lot of like the wood fire cooking, and dips are fun.
They are fun.
They're so
There
fun.
was actually, now I'm remembering the dips I got to eat.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we just collaborate and read a lot of cookbooks, and then also try to follow what the couples like. If they really love like Italian or like something, we try to have those influences in there and just try and dream up really tasty things together and try it out, make sure it tastes good, and then go from there.
Is it always family style, or can people?
Almost always.
Yeah. I like family style.
So much more fun.
Yeah, it's so fun. I get to
Try
try everything. Because sometimes I'll look at someone else's plate, I'm like, I want what you're eating.
Yeah.
What am I eating?
Yeah, exactly. And then like if you don't know them, it's like another talking point too of like trying to like meet people, just talk about the food. So easy.
At my brother's wedding, you guys made these like deep fried zucchini flour filled delicious things, and I kept missing the tray, and I was just like eyeing servers. I was like, who has them?
Okay, please
They're
explain
pretty deadly.
this. Like what is it? Because I love zucchini, so I'm just like.
There's zucchini blossoms, so they're just like in season for a very short period of time, and then just stuff them with like more zucchini with like cheese and zucchini and cheese, and then deep fry it all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was so good.
it's pretty deadly.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, I'm still
I also haven't
dreaming
eaten
about them.
breakfast yet. So I'm like, oh my god.
No, do you want a brownie?
No, I have a banana bread downstairs.
Okay, there you go.
I just was hooking up my computer and got distracted and couldn't eat it.
Yeah, that happens to us. What else?
Okay, so what's your favorite part about being in the county now?
Yeah. Because the county has changed, I think, even since 2015 when you guys
Oh my god,
landed.
it's changed since like 2020.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's a very different place, but like in a good way.
I like that there's like, if you leave the house, there's cool things to do, but also you don't have to leave your house. You can just like hang.
Yeah.
And that's really nice. I think for me, at least being in the city, I always had anxiety of like doing things and seeing things and checking things out. And now it's like, I don't have it. I can like go somewhere cool and like it's nice, but I can also just like not. And it's still also nice to just like walk around.
Yeah.
And it's pretty. That's what I like.
Mary?
Oh, wait. Sorry. The question was, what do you like about the county?
Yeah.
So I like having a really beautiful community of women, like really strong women. I feel like everyone I know that's like a female in the county has a lot going on in their lives and are really powerful, cool humans. I really like that. I like the piece of, as Akshar said, just like leaving your house and finding wild like within 30 seconds. I like being able to still go out and like have a beautiful meal or like a really banging glass of wine or like some fun soda. Like I just like nice things. So sometimes, when I fantasized about moving to the country, that was like a really big fear for me, is like zero culture and like nothing to do. And I have kind of found all of the things that I crave, that I love from the city, but in somewhere where I can, like have a bath and like watch deers walk around in a field. That feels nice.
It's very relaxing sounding.
Kevo? You have not been out here too long.
I like living under Bortle 4 skies.
Yeah, what do you like about Bortle 4 skies? What does that mean for the average non-astro pro?
Oh yeah, I thought that I was like, what is that?
That was the intention, I think.
It's just like a light pollution scale
Oh yeah.
where 0 is very good and 10 is no bueno.
Are we 0?
No,
Bortle
we're about 4.
Whoa,
And
4,
you can
wow.
find 3 in the county, and then you can 1 to 2 is pretty accessible too. About an hour drive.
So what do you do with your dark skies?
Just look at them
And
and look at them, and it's very peaceful.
Does he take pictures of them?
yeah.
Kevin is a hella talented astrophotographer. Just putting that
this
out
is
there.
like right up my alley. 'Cause
Where,
I'm like,
where are the astro pictures?
They're on the web.
They're on a hard drive on my computer.
is there an Instagram?
Yeah, Kevin's Instagram is Midnight Snacks, right?
I think you changed
I don't know.
I don't know.
He's not telling us.
Yeah, he's not willing to.
I'll send it to you
Mysterious.
guys.
Okay. It'll be in the show notes. He'll hate it. I'm excited.
Yeah. Kev likes spending a lot of time alone. So getting to like hang out outside under the stars where like no one bugs him or talks to him or engages with him, and like he can just take some really beautiful pictures or not.
Have you been up north yet?
Drink a lot of herbal tea.
How far north?
Yeah,
Like
where-
Timmins.
No.
I don't know if I've
you
ever
need
been
to.
to
No, you have not.
That's where I'm from, and I used to walk home like drunk in high school, and there would be like auroras just down the street.
So beautiful.
It's honestly, it was like
needs to.
there was like days I just like I would get home and just like lay in the snowbank because it's winter 8 months of the year, and just like watch the sky. Cool. So like it's honestly, if you ever, and there's so much like beautiful camping up there, like if that's your jam, highly recommend.
Yeah, I feel like
Shout
I'm
out
gonna
to
end up in a
Timmins.
cabin in the middle of nowhere one day.
Yeah,
definitely do
retirement plan is
Maybe
Kevin
that's your next
alone.
vacation, Timmins.
Next
I
I mean,
love
yeah,
Like,
that's
don't go
accessible.
like you can go stop and pick up everything in Timmins and then leave immediately.
Yeah.
Because it's
Not
no,
much.
it's so
There's just drunk teenagers walking
no,
around.
it's literally it's all fentanyl and drugs. Oh
God.
You can't stop
dark.
downtown anymore.
Okay.
It's actually just sad.
Spooky.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Anyway, that went a dark turn real quick.
How many weddings do you do like what's your season from when to when, and how many weddings do you do in that time?
So this year is a little bit different. We typically run from May to end of October, and I guess like 18 weddings, 20 weddings.
I think this
Like
year
in
we're
that-
doing like 23.
Is that pretty much one a weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah,
wow.
and we're
Okay.
we're starting a little later into the season this year, which feels I think good because we have a lot of like fun things that we want to be doing for the venue. That's venue focused that we didn't really have a lot of time for last year. So
Yeah, it's been this like transitional time because like COVID was so wild where like we couldn't open in whatever year it was, 2020, I think. And then 2021, 2022 were like these double cohort years where like we couldn't open in 2021 until July, and then we had to fit in from May until October into that short season. And then the next year was even, I mean, I don't want to say worse because it was fun and amazing, but like just kind of like fitting people in wherever we could because no one could get married. So this year it just feels normal and like kind of chill, and like we booked,
Feels really calm.
you know, we're like parents too, so like trying to book off weekends where like the priority is seeing our families and kids and like maybe having some fun too. 'Cause
Crazy.
I know, we talk about this balance that we wanted to build and like we hadn't experienced it in years, so we're kind of leaning heavily in that direction right now where like, yeah, we do like 6 weeks on and 1 week off kind of. And yeah, we've got a lot of weddings coming up, but it's by no means like back to back to back to back and like midweek weddings. Like we've kind of done that for the last 2 years, and this year is like a moment to catch our breath and to like refocus and remember why we love doing this. And the goal is like to not burn out or go into overdrive. And I think it's very attainable. And like, I don't know, Eliza and I have been planning these weddings for a long time, and we were talking on Tuesday, and we were like, we're both feeling really good and really excited. And usually this time of year is like kind of jittery because you're like, oh, the impending like year it's just like creeping up, but we're both feeling really prepared and excited. Rock and roll.
What can people, we've kind of talked about it, but what can people expect when they book a wedding with 100 Acre Woods from a planning point of view and from a cooking point of view?
So I think for the planning side, we really try to be as all-inclusive as we can as far as what we offer for things that you might typically have to rent. So your tables and your cutlery and your plates and dishes and glassware and all that kind of stuff, that's all included. You know, things like staffing and the planning part of it is huge. We have, you know, a lot of access to a ton of local vendors and some who aren't local. We have access to a planning portal. So we take it as a very step-by-step process in order to sort of relieve the stress from couples and make it feel easy and not, you know, easy, and also like coming from a place where they're planning a wedding for themselves and not for everybody else. I think that's like the main important key thing for us, is that we're always trying to make it feel authentic to them, and offering just a space for them to feel welcome and, you know, that this is their place. This is what they want, and it doesn't matter to us what they want within reason. That will make it happen. So I think for us, it's being able to offer that is like the most important thing, and the one thing that like drives us is like the individuality of everybody and just making it an easy process. I don't know if I missed anything.
No, I think that's great. Yeah, it's like a really stress-free process. So like, you know, you come see the space. If you like it, you can book in a wedding, and then we just get started with like baby steps. So like, who are you as people? Who are you as a couple? What do you like? Like, what do you want your day to feel like? And then from there, Eliza and I can kind of take the reins and like say we have, you know, sometimes we're planning a wedding within a year and a half, and sometimes it's like a 3-month turnaround. So like, it doesn't really matter to us how soon the wedding is or how far away. We just kind of break it off into little planning meetings. And, you know, the first step is usually finding people that the couples want to collaborate with. So be it like finding a photographer and a florist and an officiant and some music. Those are like the main kind of people that we find and plug into the day. And then it's all kind of fine-tuning details that make it feel like them. So, you know, working on a schedule that flows, and, you know, where if, you know, the dad has planned like an epic bonfire, you know, music situation later in the evening, that we're like finding the flow in that. So it's just an individualized process for all of our couples, and we just take everything step by step and try to keep them on track. But also, as Eliza said, like just really staying focused on what they want instead of telling them like, this is what makes a wedding. You need to have like a boutonniere. Like none of that matters. Like you can get married.
45 cruiser tables.
Yeah, like a wedding is not
5-tier cake.
the day. A wedding is like this feeling and the celebration of like two people deciding that they want to hang out with each other for a really long time. So, you know, maybe a lot of weddings tend to look the same, but like they don't have to. And if you want to just like plug in your iPod and play some music, or like have a microphone standing there, so like if people want to go up and say something to you, they can. Or if like, you know,
That just triggered a fun, weird request idea.
what was that?
Margarita had a karaoke station at her wedding, and it was the coolest thing
It
ever.
was very good.
That's a good one.
Sorry
And,
to
like,
interrupt you.
And surprise drag. For,
Surprise drag for Brittany and Aldo. That was so good. Was Rowena. Shout out to Rowena Way.
All of a sudden, I feel like I need to get married.
I need to get
Yeah.
married.
Do it.
I do
Only at 100
feel
Acre
that like
I need a partner.
weddings don't have to be this thing that like you think is like this very stressful like strategized like money making or losing thing. It can just be like a fun party with your friends where you eat nice things and drink nice things.
That's literally like, because growing up, I've never wanted a wedding.
Growing up, I have never wanted a wedding. I was always like, you know what? I don't care about the dress. I don't care about anything. I'm like, I just want to have a party with my friends and good food.
Yeah. That's
that's all
what
I
we
want.
hear from most of our couples. We just want to party with our friends and family with good food, and we want it, you know, we don't want to have a cake. We don't want to have a first dance. That's awkward. And we're like, great.
I don't even have
Let's
I
take
don't
that
wanna
out
have
of
the
your
wedding
schedule.
ceremony.
Yeah.
Like if I don't want to I just want to have a party with my friends and
Yeah.
good food, and then maybe a drag queen.
Yeah,
Yeah, like,
It was the best experience
Drag.
ever.
A+ drag at wedding.
So drags out what? Drag
At weddings.
Well, if I
It's a
were to
thing.
have an actual ceremony, it would have to be a drag queen marrying me.
Yeah.
100.
I've been trying to convince, and I do not push couples in any direction. This particular couple is like a very good friend of mine, and I will be in attendance, and Eliza will be running the day. But I've been trying to convince them to get an Elvis impersonator to do their ceremony.
They don't sound closed off to it.
No,
I'll give
they're
it that.
working on
They're
it.
working on trying to.
Yeah.
So the Queen Elvis Festival might be able to hook you up.
Amazing. Please give me all of your suggestions. But yeah, they were like originally thinking of just like going to Vegas and getting married at like an Elvis chapel. And so I was like, well, we can bring Elvis
Here.
to
Elvis
your
Bring
day.
Elvis to the county.
But yeah, it doesn't need to be stuffy. It doesn't need to be
No.
I love that.
anything that you don't want. And then like the process for you guys is
Yeah, I would say it's pretty much the same. It kind of follows like the stress-free philosophy of just like getting to know who they are and what they like. And then it's a lot of trust on their part. It's like, okay, thank you for the notes. We'll see you later. And they get their menus, their final menus a week before, just depending on what the farmers have. And almost like 90% of the time, they're like, this is great. Or they'll be like, I don't like eggplant. It's like, fine, we'll find another vegetable. And everybody loves it. Yeah. For the most
That's
part.
one thing I remembered as you guys were talking was that like you don't let the bride and groom pick. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, we'll take the notes.
Yeah.
We'll give you a menu, and then
Exactly.
and I remember my brother and his wife didn't tell. It was like a secret. It was like locked down. We were like, what are we eating? They're like, nope,
No,
not
not
today. I was like, I'm hungry right now.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And what farmers do you like to like? Who's your farm hookup?
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to single anybody out just because
So all of them.
everybody, we've leaned on everybody in the county. But just pragmatically, it's hard every week to like figure out what everybody has. And then, you know, sometimes you're driving around to these. So like, yeah, there are a few that we focus on, but I truly wouldn't want to single anybody out just because everybody is so great and everybody
The
offers
farm
something
world.
so unique and everything.
So there's so many farms. Like I think we'd miss people, but like, yeah. Edwin Vicky's Paper Kite Farm, Laundry Farm, Blue Wheelbarrow, Fiddlehead. Like it's like everybody. And then, you know, our meat comes from what's the
Unright Calico.
Enright
Calico.
Calico. It's constant, and every year there's an amazing new growth in that community, and every week it changes who has what. So you could be relying really heavily on someone for their rhubarb for a couple of weeks in the spring, and then they take a couple of weeks to do their replanting, and then you'll see them a couple of weeks later. So it's just constantly, it's actually a really difficult job for Kevin, staying on top of who's got what at what moment, and do you have enough for 100 people this week?
I think that's the beautiful thing. I can nerd out talking farming, don't get me going. But the thing in the farming world is I think most farmers, it's if you don't have, if I didn't have it at that moment, I'd be I don't have it, but I know someone who has it. So
yeah.
So it's just a lot of trading and helping each other.
1000%.
Yeah.
And this kind of thing that we always come back to in Prince Edward County is community over competition. So it seems everyone works together, and it's the same if I'm kind of nerding out and trying to grow something that we can't find at the local farms, which is usually what our kitchen gardens are, just edible flowers and herbs that we find difficult sourcing. But I'll I reached out this week to 4 of our different farms being are you guys thinking about growing this? Do you think that you would want to grow this for us? Or could you point me in the right direction of who would have seeds out here for this? So we all just work together, and I think you guys create magic with whoever you're
Working with that week.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just appreciate too when they're honest with you, say we want to do this eggplant dish, and sometimes they just pull you aside and they're like, you know what? We've got a lot of rain, they're pretty watery, they're just not that good this week. Think about something else. And so those are just the relationships we're trying to build and nurture, because they know better than we do, and we're just trying not to screw up their hard work, to be honest.
I think that's so nice coming from a past and future farmer. Not at this moment, but you get a lot of people and vendors who are I need this right now. I'm well, that's not how a pig works.
Yeah,
I can't get you 100 pounds of shoulder roast right away.
No.
But
What do we do with the rest?
So it is nice coming. I can guarantee you farmers really appreciate that you're working with them and not just being give me it now.
And it makes our job fun too. Sometimes when you're approaching something creatively and you have every option available, you just drown in it. So it's also nice to have that focus of just hey, here are the 3 things you should be focusing on right now, and then we just take it and put our spin on it. And
Also, it's just logical. If something's not good, why would you be stuck on cooking it? It just makes sense to just change, just do something else. It's not a big deal.
yeah.
It's just if you think about it.
People like things to be too easy.
Yeah,
This is
walk
it.
in somewhere, grab it, you're gone. But if you actually think about how you should be eating and cooking, that's weird.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It's
I was just gonna say I love eating avocados every day, but I probably shouldn't be. I'm still gonna do it, but I shouldn't be eating them. That's so weird.
it's wild the way that convenience of a grocery store kind of forms how people think about food, and we're so lucky to live somewhere that has access to food from all around the world, but one day we might not be, and so I think it's really important to kind of start zeroing in on what our community can do for us and how we can feed one another. And I think we're really lucky that the couples that we work with really understand what we're doing and really do trust us, and I'm so grateful for that. And it just allows that you guys make magic because of this freedom. And anytime a couple kind of asks me what to expect in their food meeting with you guys, I'm always just give them for sure your feedback, but ultimately at the end of the day, just trust them, because they're gonna make magic if you give them a little bit of space. And I think luckily everyone that we work with, I think really that's what sets our venue apart, is the food and how much we do care, and how much insane energy we put into every minute part of that day for them. So trust goes a long way, and I think makes everything feel really special.
Yeah. And people know that going in too. They're not going to sign on to have their wedding here if they're we need to know everything. It's not a right fit. And I think the couples know that too. They're we'll go elsewhere. Great.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Yeah.
From personal experience, it was a time. It was so fun, so beautiful.
Good.
You made everything calm. I think you calmed down like all the mothers. And the food was magical. It was just great. And
Thanks, buddy.
yeah.
Thanks.
Do you have any shout outs you want to give to anything?
Shout out to all the staff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
To all the staff.
Yeah.
Incredible team of
Yeah.
humans that work for us.
Good at their
Mostly
job.
women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Truly.
Front of house
Yeah.
this year is 100% female identifying, and that's really
Plus one.
exciting.
Is in.
Akshar's husband we rope into every once in a while. Shout out to
Plus one
KK man. But yeah, it's just like a super team, and we have humans now who have been working for us for years, and that feels like a huge accomplishment as an employer to like see the same faces, even though we're a seasonal business and we have to close for 6 months of the year. It's really special to see these humans like set aside time on their weekends in between their really busy lives to like help us and make magic with us. And yeah, shouting out to our team, I think all the friends.
Thank you guys so much for coming. This was magical.
Thanks for having us.
That
was amazing.
It was so good.
That was amazing.
They're such a fun just watching. I love watching like couples, like just Mary and Kevin. And that was a good burp. I love watching couples because then I can edit it out, you know? I love watching couples and their dynamic because like I find there's usually an introvert and an extrovert, and you can
Those are my most favorite kind of couple.
yeah.
Because it's just like one of them is just like viciously funny and quiet, and the other one is like just super funny and like
Out there.
And I'm just kind of like, I love you guys.
Yeah.
Please adopt me.
Their love for each other was magical. And then the team they've built with Eliza and
Honestly,
Akshara is magic.
I just get like just really good vibes from all of them. Like I always say that. I feel like I need like a new
No, I'm
word
good
for
with
it. But like they just the care and attention and the commitment to making your day unique and special
Yeah.
is like that's exactly. I've never wanted to get married.
That I genuinely wanted to get
Like
married.
dead set against. I don't think it's a thing. I don't necessarily believe that kind of commitment could exist. I have trust issues clearly, but like I would totally get married there.
Yeah. It's so cute. And I think one thing that stood out for me is that, and watching Cam and Jill get married there, is like they got the venue for the whole weekend. So because for us it was kind of a destination wedding because we were going from Belleville to the county and we all stayed in the county. It was a destination wedding. But so we were like able to drop things off on Friday and not have to deal with it like the
That's
day
cool.
of the wedding, which was really nice.
I've never planned a wedding, but I can see that being very stressful.
Yeah.
At the end of the night, or at the end of the day, like as a bride or somebody getting married, the last thing I want to think about is like all the bullshit I have to take home.
Yeah, like I was at a wedding once where my brother was like one of the groomsmen, and the bridal party and the groomsmen had to stay and like take all the like they had to wrap up all the decorations at like exactly 1:00.
That sounds like a really terrible idea after you've been drinking for a whole night.
Yeah. So
That's like a major buzzkill.
it's just not great. So I just, that's the first time I've heard of it. And
I want to be in my bed eating McDonald's, like with chicken
Yeah.
nuggets
yeah, some little
in bed,
nuggies.
not in my wedding dress
Also,
or suit.
it's
whatever.
super cool that you don't get to pick. I think it's cool you don't get to pick.
I think
your
that's
menu.
fucking amazing.
You tell them like what you like, things you like, and then
I think that
tell
is
you a week before.
because people don't know food.
No, and I think like you just have to have trust in them. Like they know, they cook what's in season. They work with the local
Well, yeah, they're gonna
farmers.
make sure that your shit is fresh and tastes good.
Yeah, and you can like say like once they show you the menu, I believe you can be like, oh, maybe not that.
Yeah.
But I just remember like the week leading up, we were like, what's the menu? And they're like, we're not telling you. And then they're like, but you're going to love the late night snack. And I did, in fact, love the late night snack.
I also loved the late night snack.
It was macaroni and cheese with Hawkins cheesies as the topping.
It was so effing good.
So thank you, because somehow they coordinated their schedules so they could all be in here, and I really appreciate that.
Wild. It came together very quickly.
It was a good one. And we have just like fire lineups coming in. Like, thank you to everyone who has agreed to come on, who has like opened their heart and life to us.
Yeah, we have
spending time
like
with
some pretty badass guests coming up.
From so many different like
we
backgrounds.
have like what I would consider Bay of Quinte royalty.
I think so too. Wait, which one? I'll edit it out. Yeah.
Like Bay of Quinte royalty, we have like people who are leading the way in like just changing like kind of the conversation around alcohol and drinking and being sober. We have
next week's a really good one too. Like I am so excited.
We have like super strong women who are building like insane businesses. We have like, it's honestly, I'm just so excited that people are agreeing to come on and share with us what they're passionate about and who they are as people, and just sitting down and shooting the shit.
I think when we started this a whole friggin' 38 episodes ago, this is 38.
Yeah.
38 episodes. 38 weeks ago after we aired the first one, I was like, are we going to run out of guests? Like, I was so stressed.
No, then they just keep popping up.
Yeah, and then we were like creating connections, and I'm like, want to be like in the beginning when I would be at like networking events, I'd be like, want to be on my podcast? Now I don't feel the pressure to do that.
Yeah. Want to be on my podcast?
Yeah. I'm on lesbian TikTok. Like, those algorithms found me, and now I believe I need to buy a suit, like a lesbian
You do need to buy
power suit.
a lesbian power suit.
They just are thirst trapping me in their suits.
That's the problem. I want to buy every suit because every single time I see a suit on a woman, I'm like, holy
I remember when
fuck.
I first came out, I asked my dad, I was like, or not when I first came out, but I was like, I remember BuzzFeed did like a thing on like fitted suits for females, because I'm not like a dress person. I'm not a skirt person. Like, I've always dressed more androgynous / like comfort and tomboy for me.
Yeah.
And I just like, I love a blazer with a jean, or like pants with a comfy I don't know. Like,
You looked badass this morning.
I think I changed because I got stressed. I put this morning I went to the gym for breakfast. I was in my my little blazer, my little booty boots. I got stressed at lunch, and I put on Jeanette's volunteer firefighting shirt and my Crocs. So
Yeah, I mean, you do what you got to do.
when your face is leaking, you just have to figure out.
You got to be comfy.
Yeah.
You can't have leaky faces and not be comfy.
Also, thank you for being like the best coworker. I'm obsessed with like our office, because
Same.
like we're just, well, you, Cole, Emily, and I, we're very open with each other.
Honestly, I think that's kind of what I love about working here in general, is that we're creating like a collaborative environment.
Yeah.
And like the same way that a lot of the people we talk to, they want to like be like, hey, like, how can our business help your business?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so how can my job help your job? And then how can your job help somebody else's job? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I want us all to succeed.
And I think there is like an understanding of like, I don't feel like I have to hide like when I'm having a bad day.
Oh, no, absolutely fucking
Like,
not.
I told our news director, I was like, well, I had to cry at lunch, but I'm back now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, I'm so like open about that because I stopped giving a single shit about what people think about me.
Yeah. Sometimes you just
Because
have to
quite
cry at
frankly,
work.
like, honestly, it's like, it's at the point where it's like, okay, like, this is who I am.
Yeah.
And if that's not cool, like, that's your problem, not mine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and it's
Yeah.
like, I can still succeed and be a total fucking badass
Yeah.
and go home and cry at
cry.
lunch.
Yeah. Sometimes I have to have a cry, and then I
then
like
you're fine.
circle back, and
You
I'm like,
get
okay,
your-
I'm good now. Sometimes I'm like, that was crazy.
Yeah, like I had a full on like, what was it? It was yesterday before coming to work. I just was like uncontrollably sobbing in my car. Do I know why? Absolutely not.
Did your mouth touch that?
Yeah, it was not comfortable.
I don't think it would be.
Yeah,
No, I came back like I had Micah, like old school Micah, big girls blaring in my car, and I just sat in the parking lot, like had like a moment, and I was like, okay, I can go back now.
Yes.
And I think that's important. Sometimes you just have to take that.
Well, yeah, and it's like, you know what I mean? It's like sometimes it's like, you know what? I need to go home and I need to take an hour and a half lunch.
Yeah.
Like whatever. Or I need to leave at, 2:00 because my brain shut down. I'm like, you know what? Like, what the fuck? Like, is your shit done?
Yeah.
And I feel like even within this office, I can go to my boss and be like, hey, I'm having a really, really hard day today. I need to just like be in my own space and be comfy and do my shit. And he'll be like, cool.
Yeah.
Feel
It's
better
nice.
tomorrow.
Yeah. Try again. Try again later. I think it is very understanding. And I think like if you have a workplace that's not necessarily like vibing with that, maybe make them vibe with that.
Force them to vibe with that.
Yeah.
Because mental health is a real
It's real.
thing. And if your mental health is in poor condition, your physical health will also be in poor condition, and your work productivity will not be the best that it could be.
Exactly.
The end.
And as we've said before, it's okay to not be okay. You don't have to be okay all the time. Shit happens.
Everything's, shit happens all the time.
Yeah.
Like there's so much shit happening. We are not built as humans to be able to take all of this shit.
No, and everyone's brain's a little different. So
Yeah.
sometimes somebody can handle something that you can't, and that's okay. That doesn't
Okay.
mean anything.
It's going to be okay.
Yeah. Anything else?
I'm going to think of something. We're going to get downstairs and I'll think of something and be like,
yeah. I
okay.
should really write things down when we do these.
That's why I
but
have the hot takes now.
I love these hot takes.
That's all.
See you guys next week.
Peace out, Busca.
The Babies of Quinte podcast is recorded and produced at Starboard Communications, home of 95.5 Hits FM, Cool 100, and InQuinte.ca.